Good evening, Mr. Hunt. Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Oh, God.
The mission in Mission Impossible is to recover 3 plutonium cores before they can fall into the hands of a terrorist known only as John Lark.
Kill them.
For all the MI fans, it really is a culmination of every film.
The end you always feared is coming.
Every mission has led to this one.
The fallout of all your good intentions.
The book, The Odyssey, was chosen for a very specific reason. The journey that Ethan Hunt and his team go through, it is an odyssey, and definitely reflective of that story. It's an epic tale, it's a personal tale, and there's incredibly huge stakes.
Ethan has walked into a situation beyond his control, and as hard as he tries to control that environment, he has to go through this story even though he knows he's being manipulated. At the very beginning of this project, I went to Tom and said, if you could only do one thing in this movie, what would it be? He said, I want to tie up the story of Ethan and Julia.
That made me really excited because the love story felt unresolved.
We wanted to bring that back, that emotional journey of his past that's going to now come to the forefront.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
One of the very interesting things in Mission Impossible is the team of actors.
Doesn't everybody want to be a part of the IMF? It's the impossible mission force.
Ethan, the countdown has started. We have 15 minutes.
I work with people that I admire, people that I respect, and I love these actors and I love these characters.
The IMF team in this movie is comprised of Ethan Hunt, Benji Dunn, played by Simon Pegg, Luther Stickle, played by Ving Rhames, and Ilse Faust, played by Rebecca Ferguson. Bringing the team together is a real challenge. The story seems to scatter them. It's very rare where you find moments where you have the whole team together right before the car chase kicks off. They all end up in a cart.
We were hurtling around Paris. I'm in the back with Ving and Henry, both of whom are large men.
Was the little car your idea?
At one point, Henry decided he didn't want to ride back in the car because it was quite cramped, so he said, I'll run up there. And we just drove the car next to him running, and I sang the Superman tune out the window.
Henry Cavill, who plays Walker in the film, is something of a wild card in our story.
He's the director of the CIA's #1 assassin. He goes and takes out people who you can't capture.
I just thought this guy is really talented, and he came to this film and he really brought it.
Angela Bassett, who plays Erica Sloan, the new director of the CIA. She's ruthless, hard-charging.
You just go, this woman is powerful. She just exudes intelligence, power, credibility. And that character that Q wrote for her, I love it.
I had an absolutely fantastic time working with her. She really brings something special to the movie. Alec Baldwin, who plays Alan Hunley, the now secretary of the IMF, was a character we loved working with on the last movie, and we absolutely had to have him come back this time.
I really admire him. To have McQuarrie write those scenes that we get to act together in such a large film, but also very personal moments.
I'm sorry, sir.
Vanessa Kirby plays the White Widow.
Thank you for coming.
She appears to be this woman who runs a charity and is a philanthropist, and in reality, she's an arms dealer.
The White Widow is somebody who comes into Ethan's life as a sort of total antithesis of all the people that he's met so far.
The language of Mission Impossible is all about practical stunts, practical action, going to real locations. This Mission Impossible takes us to London, Paris, New Zealand, Norway, and the skies over Abu Dhabi.
The scope of the film is enormous, and I think the story wants that.
I was determined to have multiple stunts and have all of those stunts be, in some way or another, uniquely challenging.
Physical things are always more effective. You feel the weight and the proximity and the speed and the danger that's involved.
You can tell when something's been cheated, and the one thing that Tom definitely does not want to do is cheat an audience.
Tom is actually hanging off that helicopter when he dropped to the cargo bag. He did that. I know he did it because I watched him.
It's all to maximize the fact that the character that you're with is doing all of these things, and it really puts you in the center of the action.
We are crashing and driving trucks, cars, motorbikes. We're skydiving. We're helicopter flying. We're falling. We're fighting. We are running on rooftops.
The rooftop chase in London was originally going to be a small bit of action that joined two acts together. It grew in size and it grew in complexity.
I'm gonna run as fast as I can. I'm actually gonna try to make it to the other side. First two takes, I went in quite hard, and it knocks the wind out of you, but it looked cool. So I was like, all right.
You really wanted to stretch it out and make it look great.
Put my foot out literally for a split second to try to soften the impact just a hair.
It put pressure on his foot and snapped it.
I looked down.
He knew he had broken his ankle.
I crawled over the wall just to get past camera because I knew this is the take.
First thing he did was turn to the camera operator and say, did you get that? The shot of Tom breaking his ankle actually made it into the film.
Tom, being such an athlete, is aware of what it takes to do what he's about to do.
Tell me what I could climb, guys.
People think that he's reckless, and he's not. He's incredibly safety conscious. Nothing would ever happen on set if he wasn't 100% sure that it was safe and doable.
Tom is never just flying a helicopter or riding a bike or driving a car. He's giving performance as Ethan Hunt. To be able to give character whilst doing it at that level is what separates him.
Action, Tom. This film is shot on both film and digital. I'm a huge lover of film and do everything I can to preserve it. At the same time, I'm not an absolutist. There were certain sequences where film just wouldn't have been practical. And we've also had the benefit of shooting IMAX format. And shooting in the large screen format like that has you rethinking the way you frame shots and the way that you present action. There are two IMAX sequences in this film. The helicopter chase and the halo sequence. I wanted the audience to have the biggest experience they possibly could. It was just really important to me that you saw it in all of its vivid reality.
We want to look at things and see how, in every way, can we create a movie that is elegant, that is entertaining, that is gripping, and use all of our skills as filmmakers. And it challenges every department.
This has been a really long shoot. We will have been in principal photography for 12 months.
Mission Impossible films, they're not easy to make. And I tell everyone when we start out, it's something that we're discovering the story as we go along.
It's been a real journey. And what I like the most about this is that despite the long hours and the hard work, everyone has kept a wonderful personality about it.
The energy and the work ethic is all positive.
It's such hard work, but there's an exhilaration also.
The fact that Tom is also the producer of the franchise, he comes to it with a global understanding, not just of filmmaking, but of what makes Mission Impossible Mission Impossible.
This franchise is his baby, and whatever he does in front of the camera or behind the camera, he takes very seriously. He's completely dedicated.
For me as an actor, he knows my strengths and weaknesses.
Don't you do it, Ethan. Not for me.
I learned so much. Just seeing how he runs a set and how much he asks of people in a really wonderful way.
Nice job, guys. Thank you all.
One of the signature elements of the Mission Impossible franchise is that there is a different director for every single movie. That's good right there. Tilt down just a little bit. And when Tom asked me to come back and direct this one, I said, I'll do it on the condition that I can maintain that aesthetic. It has to feel like a different movie. It can't feel like a continuation of the last film. That involved an almost universal rethinking of my key crew. What was essential to that was the cinematographer. In terms of the look of the film, it's 180 degrees different from the last movie.
The visual style is different. It still has his bold sensibility of storytelling. He really is just enormously talented.
Not only is he a great filmmaker, he's a great writer.
He is such an accomplished writer, has such a clear understanding of storytelling and structure.
I didn't expect it to be as free and spontaneous, and you just go down the river and you've got to let go.
He must be exhausted by the end of the shoot because he's been directing and writing throughout the entire thing.
Tom and McHugh are a great team. Tom is a force of nature, and you have to be able to stay level with him in order to kind of absorb his creativity, and I think McHugh totally has that.
We share the same sensibility in storytelling and style. I just really have such admiration.
We figured out recently that we've worked on 9 films together in 10 years. There's a really great sense of trust.
They are both working towards the same goal, which is a great story, and there's no ego involved. It's a lesson in how to make movies.
The Mission Impossible franchise is as popular as it is because it never forgets the audience.
To be able to make these films all over the world is something that is a real privilege, and that's why I just give it everything I have.
Tom is first and foremost an entertainer, and everything that he's doing in the movie is not just to be able to say, I did that. It's to show you things that you've never seen. It's to put you in that experience right there with him.
It's another great installment in what has become a really beloved, long-running story.
Ultimately, it's a story about people. It's very human. After 5 Mission Impossible movies, it's safe to say this one outdoes them all.
I think we just pulled out all the stops. It's just a beautiful movie.
The Halo jump is a sequence Tom and I have been talking about for a number of years.
We were told on numerous occasions that it's impossible.
Tom will be the first actor to do a halo jump on camera.
We're doing something that nobody's ever done before.
A halo jump is a high-altitude, low-open parachute jump.
Military jump out 25,000 feet, opening a chute below 2,000 feet, and sneak into a foreign country without being detected. That's the idea of Halo. In 35 years of skydiving, I've never come across a challenge such as this.
The challenges are multiple. No one had ever jumped out on film at this altitude.
We're shooting a format that has never been shot in free fall before.
Everything that we're doing involves equipment that's never been used before.
Dangers of hypoxia and the bends.
We were concerned about the speeds, mid-air collision, entanglement.
We had a 3-minute window a day to get the shot. I describe it as trying to hit a bullet with a bullet.
Tom is insistent on performing all the stunts himself. He wants it to be a completely authentic experience.
The audience can tell when something's been cheated, so it's important to be doing it all for real.
Not only is he an amazing actor, he is a stuntman.
I don't know what's going to happen when I hit.
His physical talent is unbelievable.
You need an actor that can carry it off, and you need the best of the best to support it.
The skydive team is amazing. Between us, we've got over 80,000 skydives, but everyone's got a different skill.
Members of the British team,
Competition jumpers,
members of the Red Devils,
world record holders.
You couldn't have a better team.
Globally, they are the best.
The first phase of the Halo sequence was building a wind machine that was large enough for us to be able to rehearse. So we built one of the world's largest wind tunnels.
Wind tunnel training was tough. The wind force is so much higher, and it's constant. You're in it for an hour.
We trained on that just to figure out how are we going to do this. Positions, lighting, the gear, testing the helmet. We couldn't have done it without the wind tunnel.
Once we had finished rehearsing, Tom then had to qualify for a number of jumps.
So we went to Abu Dhabi and trained.
We needed a place that had the weather that's needed for the multiple days of training.
We needed the UAE. Had they not stepped in, we would not have been able to accomplish the sequence.
They have a growing film industry here, and the military allowed access to their C-17s.
The C-17 is a 4-engine heavy lifter for the military.
Hugely cavernous.
The speed that it can fly at.
Sitting there at an angle, going up at 5,000 feet a minute. The ultimate ride.
The support from the C-17 crew and from the UAE has been tremendous.
The Air Force gave us a Twin Otter to use during the day.
Which is a twin-turbine propeller aircraft we've been using for practice jumps from 15,000 feet.
No one thought it would require over 100 jumps to get the scene.
We've been doing 5 jumps a day out of the Twin Otter. That's a pretty good skydive.
Good rehearsal.
In the afternoons, we'll do 3 C-17 jumps. It's challenging.
The amount that Tom has had to take on is incredible.
We didn't understand what Tom was capable of doing.
He's doing things in free fall a lot of experienced skydivers haven't been able to pull off.
I know people with over 1,000 skydives that can't do what Tom Cruise is doing with less than 100. It's one of the most dangerous things I've ever worked on. Any small thing can produce fatal results.
to make sure that Tom's safe. I've assembled all of Tom's equipment, checked and packed his reserve parachute, checked the electronic device within the parachute system is working, and then I pack his main parachute every time he jumps.
The equipment has to be perfect. The training has to be perfect.
We've got safety divers flying out to shot behind the camera, but if anything goes wrong, they can swoop in.
If anyone was unconscious, I am there, ready to pounce to help save someone's life.
If one of the actors goes limp, I've got kit that's designed to take the weight of 2+ skydivers. So I can come in, hook in, deploy the parachute, it then becomes a tandem skydive, but with somebody that's not talking too much.
You can't just get on the plane and go. You have to spend 20 minutes on the ground breathing pure oxygen.
Cleansing our blood system of the nitrogen.
So that you don't get decompression sickness.
If you don't have serious medical problems,
it starts becoming exponentially more dangerous the higher you go.
The real danger involves hypoxia.
You start losing your mind, but you don't realize it. You're not getting the oxygen to your brain, so you're making what you think are sound decisions, and they're not.
At 25,000 feet, if they were off oxygen for a minute, they're in real trouble. We have to keep a real close eye on making sure that everybody's connected up, their oxygen tanks are full.
In order for the actors to be on oxygen, the helmets that they're wearing in the film actually have to be functioning breathing apparatuses.
So we had to develop a special helmet.
Turn the whole helmet into an oxygen delivery system, and that was a first.
It's a nighttime sequence, which means we have to find ways to light Tom's face.
The problem there was designing a helmet that could have lighting in it and oxygen.
If there's any sort of spark from the lights, it's going to set Tom on fire.
So we have LED strip lighting, which we put all the way around there, which is very, very diffused, which pleases the cameraman.
The helmet had to be rated with the Royal Air Force. They took it to a hyperbaric chamber just to test it.
We tested Tom's helmet to failure, raising the altitude till it was deemed beyond its safe working height. I was the guinea pig, and I got the bends. Not a pleasant experience at all.
We essentially designed what is both a prop and a life-saving device. Over the course of the day, the tension is becoming more apparent.
The sequence takes place at night.
the light has to be perfect.
We have to shoot it as close to sunset as we possibly can.
We only get one shot a day.
There's a 3-minute envelope of light. There's a 30-second window to start the shot, or else they'll miss the drop zone.
We spend the entire day rehearsing, and then we have to hit that exact window at that exact height.
And if there was one mistake, that was it. The take was gone.
It's pressure like I've never experienced.
We'll take a look at the footage. That take never lies.
We have to exit the aircraft at the right time.
On 10 minutes, I signal to the jumpers.
The lighting turns from white to red.
I then give him a 6-minute call.
Suddenly, one end of the aircraft opens up.
The 2-minute call, at that point, they get up, transfer onto their personal oxygen system, then make their way down towards the tailgate. I give them a 1-minute call, the thumbs up. Then they step off the ramp.
It's really strange to direct a shot as your crew jumps out of a plane at 25,000 feet.
When McHugh designed the sequence using an animatic, both of us kind of looked at it, and I was like, okay, how do we figure out how to do this? We had to break the animatic down into 3 sections.
3 sections, which will then join together in post.
It'll look like one continuous take, but they're really 3 long takes.
Part 1 involves Tom jumping out of the aircraft and falling into a close-up. Talking about Tom jumping out of a plane that's traveling at 165 miles an hour. He's falling at 200 miles an hour.
And then I have to fly down and be within 3 feet of the lens. 3 feet, not 2.5, not 3.5. I would just practice rushing up to camera and know what was 3 feet.
Everything that Tom is doing, a camera operator is doing backwards.
My timing stepping off the ramp is crucial.
As soon as he feels my hand, he knows that he's 2 steps away from getting out of the aircraft.
When you jump off, you get a huge blast of air, which makes it challenging for me to hold this shot on the exit.
The biggest challenge of part 1 was focus.
The focus is being handled with a remote by eye.
He's having to pull focus while he's also skydiving, which is something that's never been done before.
I have 8 inches to work with. I'm not able to look through the viewfinder of the camera. I'm just trying to frame up by feel and experience. We both have to work together, hitting those marks, being where we have nice, sharp focus.
It's an incredibly complicated shot.
Craig did an amazing job. You want a camera operator that understands not just a shot, but the story.
Craig is incredible. 23,000 jumps, and there's only 150 where he hasn't had a camera on his head.
Great job.
It was perfect, and everyone was just high-fiving, and there was the exhilaration.
30% there. We got 2 more to go do. Sequence 2, me and Tom leave the aircraft tumbling together.
Doing flips out of the C-17, which is quite violent.
The Walker character loses his oxygen.
Ethan Hunt is now looking for Walker in the sky.
I drop far away, come right back up into another close-up.
It will require me moving to the right place at the right time for us to get this shot.
Sails to him.
Flip past him and then come back and tackle him in the air.
The risk of a mid-air collision was the thing that we were really concerned about.
I'm traveling at up to 200 miles an hour, so we're always very concerned that we don't have head-to-head contact.
When he hits him, he grabs him, and that's the end of part 2.
One shot left.
Then it came to Section 3.
Ethan Hunt takes his oxygen supply, connects it to Henry Cavill's oxygen supply.
I'm kind of climbing up his body, up his parachute, and I'm just trying to hold on to him.
Tom is climbing over the top of me. My reserve parachute handles could be dislodged. We could open a parachute around Tom.
We had to make the oxygen equipment removable from one person to another while you're in free fall.
It has to be quick. So we ended up having to use magnets, the second strongest magnets in the world. And you have to be very careful that you don't trap your fingers because they will break.
Get him conscious,
pulling his ripcord,
and deploy his parachute.
It was just grueling.
It's an astonishing piece of stunt work.
Effective. Nice one.
I think we got it.
We just called the crew together, showed them the take. We all made the decision together. This is the take, and that was a wrap. We finished the movie.
I didn't think we'd get it as good as we did.
It's an amazing piece of film.
We're making history here.
I still can't believe we got it.
That is the greatest feeling and why I think I'm addicted to movies.
The Grand Palais was ground zero for us.
The whole concept of this was a challenge.
This stunt is something extraordinary.
It's a 120-foot drop. You let go, you're dead.
As you can see behind me, we're at the Grand Palais in the heart of Paris.
Probably one of the largest surviving buildings in Paris.
Beautiful building where they do all their fashion shows and expos.
It's colossal, it's massive. We just felt inspired by it.
We designed a sequence around this really high circular catwalk. It's about 200 feet off the ground. Tom has to find a way to get down to the ground floor.
When they arrive, it becomes apparent that the gantry is missing.
Of course, there's a ticking clock, and he has to come up with a way to do it quickly.
He sees the cable and uses that as a means to get both of them down.
Grand Palais took a lot of groundwork, which involved a lot of stunt rigging and lighting.
We're not allowed to touch certain parts of this building at all.
It's a very old building, and it's one they've taken very good care of.
We have managed to get structural engineers involved and work out a way of doing it so we keep the location happy but achieve what we wanted.
The Grand Palais had many complications.
They had to get their set in here in 2 days, which was a challenge in itself. It was Mission Impossible, literally.
We built a nightclub with all of these incredible lights.
The lighting rig in the Palais consists of VFML blades, the lighting ring. On top of that, we've got sun strips, alpha beams, sky panels. All in all, quite a lot of equipment to go in within 36 hours. That was the real achievement.
The French production crew, though, have been fantastic.
It's a collaborative process, as you know, all films are.
The crew put their heart and soul into this.
This is a classic example of a team effort. Every department, from the set dressing, the lighting, the stunt rigging, the special effects, it's a lot of work behind the scenes to make it happen. We have an amazing stunt sequence with Tom and Henry descending from the roof into this crazy rave down below.
Wade Eastwood did a fantastic job of coming up with the way for Tom to get from the top down to the bottom.
Ethan's character finds these lines that are strung across, works out in his head that if he gets to the other side and swings, they can smash through the glass and make it to ground level. When and you give performance whilst doing the physical action, it really takes it out of you.
Everything that you're seeing is done practically. That's really Tom, 200 feet above the floor.
When you see him hand over handing across these wires, all the weight's on him. We're just there for safety. We have to put wires on, we're 120 foot. You know, let go, you're dead. There's no Mission Impossible.
We take for granted what Tom does every day. There is no actor on the planet that does what he does.
Let's go.
Going hot? Going hot.
We are hot, Tommy. Over to you.
Roll cameras, please. 3, 2, 1, action! Awesome, we got it. Thank you, Tom. The one and the only Tom Cruise. Thank you, Tom.
Then check this. This has been the most fun I've ever had shooting anywhere. Paris has been really, really wonderful. I'll be sorry to go. Tom and I were determined to shoot in Paris.
Paris, that was incredible.
We wanted to do things that hadn't been done in Paris before.
The sequence is incredibly dangerous.
Speeding through Paris at 100 miles an hour with Tom Cruise at the wheel.
Only Tom Cruise can do that.
I love movies. I grew up watching so many great films that were made in Paris. To be able to go there to celebrate a city of cinema, it's very rewarding.
We wanted to do something that really showcased the city. We are under the city, in the city, over the city. You see every possible corner of Paris in this chase. We had watched a short film called Rendezvous.
There's a chase that was inspired by Rendezvous. I love that movie. I remember seeing it the first time. So it really inspired both of us.
What I like to do is let the locations dictate the action. The first thing we did when we were developing this story was come to Paris and let the city tell us what the action was going to be.
Paris is such a beautiful city, and to shoot there was something of a dream. We had some unprecedented access to not just the roads, but also the river, which was a fantastic privilege.
They really allowed us to use the city, the Arc de Triomphe, every street that we asked for.
I think big films normally come to Paris for sort of 3-4 days. And we are here for shooting with the main unit here for 8 weeks.
We locked up the Avenue de l'Opera and along the banks of the River Seine.
We've had an idea that we wanted to film big, iconic locations, so it was more logistics around that.
To get the permission was an amazing thing in its own right.
Tom's character, Ethan, is running away from the police, starts in a truck, jumps onto a motorbike, has a very gnarly crash, and then into a car.
The truck's plowing through a junction and Tom's just going to crash into one of the oldest streets in Paris.
Ethan is running away in a BMW M5. It's an amazing car.
It was a hand-built motorsport car.
He's a very, very good driver, Tom. I remember asking Wade Eastwood, our stunt coordinator, who was going to do the driving. Wade said, "Oh, Tom's the best driver I have."
He's a natural in all sorts of vehicles. He's drifting the car like he's owned it for years.
Tom tortured the M5.
It was like going down stairs backwards in a car and spinning it round. I mean, there's no like rigs or anything, they just do it.
He drove down a very tight road on cobbles, turned the car around, he drove it straight off a 5-foot drop off. I mean, there aren't many stunt people in the world that are capable of doing that.
The thing just didn't break. We smashed it, we hit it, we jumped curves in it, we drifted it, I mean, it was indestructible.
All the reactions you see of us in the car are real because we are spinning around doing handbrake turns, and it's such a treat to be able to actually do that stuff.
Motorcycle chase in Paris was nerve-wracking for many reasons, the main one being that Tom was riding a motorbike on the streets without a helmet.
I spend a lot of time training on the motorcycles. You know, they're very challenging.
There's a BMW R90 Scrambler. It's a sort of urban bike, and we've tricked it up a bit. We've tried a few compounds of tires.
The guys do an amazing job with these bikes, changing the tires if it's a cold day so that I've got stick.
He's doing it all practically. He's doing it all free riding. A lot of the streets in Paris are cobblestones which are much more slippery. It's harder to control the bike.
One slip, he falls, and we have a huge problem.
It only takes one knock in your head and it can be a fatal accident. There's only so much protection and help you can give.
Every time he gets on it, it scares the life out of me. He's got 2 speeds, which is to stop and flat out, but he's a great rider. So although I stand there and I'm just terrified sometimes, he has got lots of control, and he's used to bikes this big, so he's good.
Tom was always very careful on the bike. He knew his limits. He would push to the limit, but he'd never go beyond.
It's not a city that's known for closing things and bringing a major film of this scale into the city. We shut down the Arc de Triomphe, which has never been done before. They actually said no a whole bunch of times.
In the film industry, we don't take the first, second, or third no.
And we kept kind of asking, and finally we said, well, what if we just asked for an hour?
There was only one day in the spring they were closing the Arc de Triomphe.
We took it.
The city of Paris gave us control of the Arc de Triomphe from 6 in the morning until 8 in the morning. By the time the sun came up, that gave us about an hour to do all of the shooting that we had.
I'll show you the exit. All right, buddy, you got it?
It is Paris, it is busy. Keep a lookout all the time, please.
The good thing will be letting cars split you. Yeah. Letting him get away. Follow me. We're just going to get what we're going to get. It's going to be good stuff. Thank you. Yeah, we get. Let's go. Let's shoot.
When the clock struck, we loaded all our vehicles in and shot with as many cameras as we could.
I had 20 police cars, plus 60 cars, plus all the motorcycles. Just moving that amount of vehicles through a city like this is difficult.
Tom drives the wrong way against traffic around the Arc de Triomphe.
It's just going head-on into traffic and flat out.
The sequence that McHugh designed, he just pulled out all the stops.
We had an hour, so what we needed was efficiency. We had 4 lanes of traffic, stunt guys all doing this sort of different spacing, all going around. Tom would come weaving through on the bike.
If one stunt guy got it a second wrong, it would then involve Tom being in a huge crash. At that level, at that speed, you have to be so calm in order to do these things.
There were lots of complicated pieces. Any one slip-up could have tripped the whole thing up. Everybody performed perfect. It was quite incredible.
We had this huge day at Arc de Triomphe. We had a huge day at Rue d'Opera, and we ended up having to do both of them back to back. These things aren't usually done.
This was an impossible day, and you have proved that nothing is impossible with Mission Impossible.
You walk away floating on clouds because you pulled off what seemed not possible.
We shot as quickly as we could, had no idea what the footage looked like, and what we captured was pretty spectacular.
Nobody is ever going to believe you did it. They can call me and I'll tell them.
It's a hell of an achievement to be doing a Mission Impossible movie in Paris with cars, bikes, boats, and trucks. Doesn't get better, really.
Pretty convinced if this crew needed to put somebody on the moon, they could do it. In Mission Impossible, you're always talking about what is the stunt.
This is by far the most dangerous stunt we have in the movie.
Everything we do on a Mission Impossible movie is a challenge because it's real.
It's a terrifying stunt.
We were scouting an airfield in a remote part of New Zealand. I got in the helicopter and we flew out to this location. And as we landed, a helicopter was taking off.
We saw a helicopter pick up a payload and just kind of fly away. And McHugh looked around and said, Tom could hang from that?
I suddenly realized, oh my God, I've got the stunt. Everybody get back in the helicopter.
In our story, Tom chases after a helicopter which has got a long line load in the bottom of it.
Tom is forced to grab on and is hoisted into the air.
He'll climb the rope and actually fall.
He's going to fall 45 feet down the line, ricochet off the load, and disappear.
There are always the perceived dangers in a stunt, and then there are the real dangers.
Some of the flying we do is very high and it's really cold, -10 centigrade without the wind factor on them.
He's fighting against extreme cold, wind, and then also the air pressure, which changes as a result of being under the helicopter. It's very difficult to breathe.
So the long line, that was intense.
Tom is doing everything himself. The reason we do that is to create a much more subjective experience.
Extremely challenging to do that for real. You could do that on a green screen, fans blowing, which most films would do.
I don't care how good green screen is. I've done it 1,000 times. You can tell when it's not the real thing.
But of course, Mission Impossible fashion, we didn't. We flew a real helicopter and dropped Tom Cruise off of it.
If anything goes wrong with the helicopter, or there's a huge gust of wind going one way, it changes the whole stunt and makes it very, very dangerous.
You're dealing with the winds, the rope can twist.
Obviously, everything's spinning and moving. If something does happen, we've got an emergency plan. But it's never going to be a pretty plan. It's super physical. I mean, you're not just climbing a rope. You're climbing a rope that's traveling along at speed under a helicopter.
I have to try to climb as fast as I can up that rope. My hands were numb. I mean, it was freezing.
Check this out.
That's awesome.
Take that off our checklist. Now the fall. You can see Tom in the moment. He knows that he's got to drop, and the only person in charge of that is him.
My hands locked. I was holding on to like, just do it, just let go.
Resisting the urge to hang on was extremely tricky. He knew, oh, this is gonna hurt. This is really gonna hurt.
And he just lets go.
They just unlock it, and it's a free fall. It's a free fall to the back.
As Tom was shooting the drop for the first time, Rebecca and I were standing on the set. You could see Tom dangling from this helicopter, and Rebecca walked up to me and said, what is he doing?
It is so goddamn high, and then you see this tiny little black dot.
And about a second later, Tom fell.
What the hell is he doing?
I find it best not to look.
And I heard myself scream. I actually thought he fell.
There was an audible gasp from the crowd.
We heard on the radio, I think we just lost Tom.
That's a huge drop.
I mean, he impacted that load hard.
Probably hurt quite a bit. It's a pretty big blow.
You know it's going to be an impact. Really knocks the wind out of me.
They were watching on the monitors, and the whole tent was just, oh, he's broken his back.
I thought he'd do it once or twice. He did it 4 or 5 times, which was extraordinary.
Those takes, you don't do many of them. You do it until you get it, and then you're like, please, let's move on.
It's so exciting to see an actor want to partake in all of these things, and rare to have an action sequence be authentic.
I really trust Wade, and I trust the team. They set it up beautifully. I admire the skill and talent of those guys, because you look at the things that have to come into play. They did really an amazing job. Really well done.
Yeah,
everyone, the whole team.
Yeah,
You guys did a great job.
Look at that. You just see the close-up. Look at that.
You did an average job too, though.
Yeah, average.
It's pretty average.
That's all I want. As long as I just average.
Consistently average.
Just, I don't mind.
Team, Jeremy, guys.
One of those mission moments.
It was quite an extraordinary moment to watch a human being hanging off a helicopter.
I have to breathe a sigh of relief every time Tom comes back safely.
Apart from the fact it looks insane, but the sheer mental effort it takes and the physical effort is enormous.
I'm sort of used to doing this with Tom now, so it all becomes old hat, but then watching him do it, it got me in the gut, so I knew it was working.
This stunt has proved to the extreme level that you can do almost anything.
It's very rare to picture something in your head and then see it come out exactly the way you saw it. This stunt did it. This stunt went beyond.
It seems impossible, but that's what we like doing these movies.
Well done, yeah, it's fantastic.
If you get the right people, the best in the world, you can do it.
Tom and I have been talking about for years, creating a helicopter chase. That means shooting a star of your movie, flying one of the helicopters.
It's super important for a movie like Mission to be doing it all practically and for real.
But there really hasn't been a helicopter sequence like this in a film.
Tom is going to do this in a chopper. This is insane.
This is probably the most challenging sequence I've ever been involved in, and I've been doing it for 48 years.
I'm trying to think of anything that is not dangerous in the aerial sequence.
If Tom is going to be doing things as dangerous as he's going to be doing, we want it to be in as dramatic an environment as we can find.
It turned out that the place that really matched our movie was New Zealand, and New Zealand, stunning country, beautiful.
Why is New Zealand the perfect location for Mission Impossible? Just take a look around you.
It's supposed to be Kashmir in the film. You obviously can't go and film in Kashmir. It's a militarized area, and they're very used to working with helicopters here, so it worked well for us.
The gorges of New Zealand, I mean, it's some of the most beautiful and downright dangerous terrain that you've ever seen.
It is with much pleasure that we of Kaitahu Whanui, the mana whenua, the people of this land, welcome you to our place.
Well, thank you so much. On behalf of all of us, it's a real privilege.
Tapu, it's a sacred place for us, and that wonderful mountain that you can see behind us has a huge influence on what we do up in this area, Mount Henslow. The touching of noses is really symbolic. You are you and I am I. It's not until we touch each other's noses that we share each other's breath, and you become part of me and I become part of you.
I fly aerobatic airplanes and warbirds. I'm the pilot. But helicopters, I'd really never flown. I wasn't licensed in. The reality of this, guys, we don't know what it's going to look like until we start gradually working our way into it.
Of course, Tom was first going to have to learn how to fly a helicopter. Then he was going to have to develop his proficiency to a level where he could actually fly aerobatics.
So we went to Airbus Industries to get trained from their top instructor.
Yeah, we started Tom's training almost 2 years ago, learning to fly helicopters. We got him his license, and then he spent the next year or so practicing.
I surround myself with the best people and have them challenge me.
You know the sight picture, so when we start doing the shoot, you can just come into that sight picture. Perfect. Everyone was very concerned about Tom when he first came here.
There was a lot of doubt on can Tom pull this off? Can he learn how to fly a helicopter?
And usually to put someone like that into a situation like this is almost impossible, really, to imagine.
Number one, it's never been done before. Am I good enough to be able to do this?
Tom is very confident about his abilities, but helicopter is a bit of a different thing to learn how to control it over time.
The training we put Tom through started 7 months ago. He's been through several different instructors because you learn different things from different people.
The mountains cause wind and they cause turbulence. It takes a while. There's no substitute for experience.
From then on, it was basically be a 2,000-hour pilot in a helicopter in a very short period of time.
When it comes to Tom and training, he takes every opportunity to train. When we were in Paris, flying back and forth to the city, he'd use that to train. Anytime he has free time, he wants to go train. I would tell him, oh, that was pretty good. He goes, well, it needs to be better.
Those pilots, they really put me through my paces, and that's what I wanted. And in doing that, it also increases my ability.
I've watched him a couple of times. Good pilot. His technique's very, very good. He's an amazingly quick learner. As soon as he was showing something, he was right onto it.
He'll come out of this with 1,500 flying hours total, but he's probably got the experience of a pilot who's got 10,000 hours.
The amount that he's learned and been able to do in this short amount of time has been extraordinary to all the pilots around.
This is it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we were looking desperately for a helicopter. We wanted something that was highly maneuverable, but you also wanted something that had enough of an open glass canopy that you could see out and you could see in. That led us to the Airbus 125, which is a fantastic, fantastic helicopter.
I wanted to fly the Airbus helicopter, where they call it the Squirrel. It's got a tremendous amount of power.
The H-125 is a very powerful aircraft. Did rescues up on Everest. Probably the most powerful little single-engine helicopter around.
I'm going to learn this aircraft so that I can do these things. Better extreme with a helicopter.
The helicopter that I'm maintaining is the H-125. I'm the one responsible when I sign it off. Whoever flies the aircraft is going to be safe in it. That's my job.
I check it all the time.
I can judge pilots by how they act around the aircraft. Do they follow checklist? This guy does. Very impressed.
Most aerial chases you'll see from a helicopter, we don't usually turn the cameras in.
Really, we need to develop a whole new program, whole new lens package and mounts.
So we've developed these rigs over the last couple of months where we can basically hard mount cameras.
Well, in the 15 years that I've been building camera mounts, we always try to get the camera mounts as close to the aircraft as possible because the tighter in you get, the more stable they are. But now we're seeking to put them way out in space, and that's been a challenge.
We had to go experimental mode on this. Everything is way beyond what you could get certification on a normal, everyday commercial flying machine.
We have to imagine with all these components, with the minimum of vibration, really safe for film. I think it's the most important challenge.
There's no instruction manual. There's no expert in it who can tell you how best to utilize the tools that you're using. We were completely at sea for the first few days, and every day we got a little bit better.
Pack up, friends. Head to your helicopter. The days are very short here now. It's 8 or 9 hours of daylight in New Zealand in the winter. Every minute of daylight is precious.
The most dangerous part of the aerial sequence is really that there's more than one helicopter in the air.
You had the two Hero helicopters, Tom's helicopter and Henry's. My helicopter, which was following them. A separate camera helicopter, which was filming the two Hero helicopters from the outside, air to air. And you had a medevac helicopter that was flying above all of those helicopters in case anything went wrong.
Once all the helicopters are floating in the air, it becomes a little harder to organize. So it's really important for all the pilots to talk about the sequence they're about to do before every run.
So just to clarify again, we're going to go in. You're 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Very great shot. I'm hearing 5 helicopters and 5 people while I'm trying to talk to Tom and give him direction.
That's really nice.
We have several deep canyons that Tom flies through.
I think someone mentioned if anything happens, there's no way to recover you. Tom, he's performing 3 jobs. He's the pilot, he's the camera operator, and he's acting. Then you add to that the fact that we're flying through very narrow terrain and in very unpredictable wind conditions.
Keep it safe and caution the rotor wash. Copy that. And shooting. Up here, I'm going to brake to the left when we get to that split. Wow, incredible. This is fantastic.
We're flying in the mountains. It's some of the most dangerous conditions to fly in, and you have to really know what you're doing because the mountains can kill you.
It's extremely narrow, and we're shooting with an extremely wide lens. The sense of claustrophobia in there was very extreme.
Wow, looks great.
I was inches away from sides of cliffs and right on the tail of Henry's helicopter.
He got within a rotor's length of my rotor. So all it takes is one mistake like that when you're too close, and the helicopters will hit each other.
Tom, were you happy with that run? We loved it.
First time we did it, I just watched it in playback. I saw how close they were to the canyon walls, and suddenly I went, oh my God, I can't believe that.
Through the mountains, through the gorge. Oh my gosh.
The skill which it takes and the nerve to pull off a stunt like that and get that close to mountains and that close to cliffs, remarkable.
I'm telling you, it was freezing when we were flying around in New Zealand, and the things that we were doing, it was extreme.
Henry freezing himself to death in the back of this 145 helicopter, being tossed around.
I never heard Henry complain about it. He was always very committed when the camera rolled and incredibly professional.
And did that a number of times in absolute, sometimes blizzardous conditions. He was an absolute trooper.
How was performance? Performance is great. Very good. If it's good, it's good.
Tom was determined to learn this aerobatic maneuver, which was a corkscrew turn.
And do those spins at very low G and be able to pull out at very low level.
Which is basically, it's an alpine descent. The risk of that is you can overspeed the rotor head and the blades. And if they overspeed for too long, they just literally pop off, and then you're just a rock that drops.
We want to just feel like we've just been thrown off the cliff.
So we'll go really fast, like 80, 100, and I'll go like that. There was a lot of resistance to me doing this particular stunt. The extreme nature of the flying. I did a lot of preparation, and every step of the way, I made sure that I just didn't come in going, oh, it's me, I can do this. I was like, we're all professionals here, and you have a right to see my ability. I'm gonna look down, and I'll take it over the waterfalls. I enter it right away.
It's Tom in character as Ethan Hunt whilst flying inches away from the bottom of the valley. You have to really be on your A game.
Okay, guys, let's go. We ready? TC is lifting, TC is lifting. We're rolling and ready when you are, Tom. Yeah, let's do the dive. I'm gonna brake to the left. 3, 2, 1, action. We're good, we're rolling. Oh, God. Hit. Whoa, that's incredible.
To see a helicopter just dropping out of the sky like that and corkscrewing that far down, I, on a number of times, was like, he's going to die.
That was really nerve-wracking to watch, but he did it. He pulled it off.
How was that, McHugh? Very upsetting here. Well, I guess that's a sprint. Absolutely.
I know that everyone sighed a massive sigh of relief when we finished there. I think we're all very proud of what we accomplished.
A aerial sequence where the star of your film is also flying the helicopter. No one's ever going to do this again.
On this rock formation, there's a fight with both characters falling over the cliff.
We have literally built a small city on the side of the mountain.
We've come here to shoot it for real. It's the Mission Impossible way.
For the last few days, we've been filming on Pulpit Rock in Norway, and we're shooting the climactic fight scene between Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill.
In the sequence of the film, there is an aerial chase with helicopters that end up colliding and crashing into each other. The characters, they fall out and they land on this rock formation. There's a fight that ends up with both characters falling over the cliff.
Pulpit Rock is a national treasure in Norway.
We were looking for a climactic location, and this was so amazing looking, we wanted to include it.
The weather on Pulpit Rock is very extreme. The second time the crew went to scout, the wind was so extreme, the only way that you could scout it was on your belly.
The winter is coming on fast, and we have only a few hours of daylight this time of year.
Every morning we wait for the call to come in.
Our crew will meet, get taken up onto Pulpit Rock and get out of a helicopter with the engine still on, which is known as a hot landing. We can't shut down the helicopters because it takes too long.
And I picked this location out of a photograph. Coming out here, you don't think about any of the logistics involved.
The biggest challenge here is access. Bringing this much equipment and 150 crew up to a remote area.
The only way to get our crew to Pulpit Rock and all of the equipment was via helicopter.
Keeping 150 people safe in a difficult environment is a challenge and continues to be our priority.
We've got quite a big infrastructure of shipping containers, caravans and marquees, as well as a hell of a lot of rigging.
Our amazing rigging team came in and built all this in a very short amount of time.
All of this gear had to be brought in by helicopter. The entire set had to be constructed. We hung a 30-foot crane off of the cliff. We had a drone, a helicopter. We've had ground cameras up on these big cliffs up here.
I don't know, I could climb, guys.
Rolling on full camera. Action. Right there, tilt down. And left. Action, Tom.
And then we have to get out again before it gets dark, or if a weather warning comes in and tells us to get off the cliff.
Hail, snow, rain, sunshine, all in the same day.
We're not always able to shoot every day. We got shut down a few days ago. It was pouring rain, some hail, so we're trying to squeeze this in before it's unshootable.
Hanging off the cliff was quite dangerous, but I mean, there's a lot of safety measures in place. Filming the fight on the edge of the cliff actually seemed to be the most precarious. Wouldn't catch me doing it.
That's great right there, thank you.
First time I came here, I didn't want to get within 50 feet of the edge. Watching Henry and Tom go over, they've done so much extreme stuff in this movie that I don't think it really occurred to any of us that it was as scary as it looked. The shots are pretty spectacular. Both of them have done a really incredible job. It's been very difficult, very cold, wet, just unforgiving. They make a really great team, actually. They've been really something to watch together.
Well done, Tom Cruise. Henry Cavill.
I'm amazed at the work the crew has done. It's really been incredible. It was the dead of winter. It was cold. It was really extreme. And we didn't let that deter us. We got much more material than I thought we would. It's going to be quite dramatic.
to me, Veggie. Where's Walker?
He's about a quarter mile west of you, turn right.
I thought it would be interesting to have a look at how we actually ended up recording one of our scenes. And one of the scenes we're going to look at is the foot chase. And during the full commentary, we were talking about how we recorded the sections separately and at which studio we recorded them. But what we're going to do with this scene is actually listen to each section. So we're going to start off first with just the bongos, because they royally deserve their own stem. This is going to be the string short pass. And then coming up next is bass short, which is just its own channel, which is just the bass synth.
Ethan, did you copy? Left, go left now. I'm working on it.
That is a patch I made on Zebra, which is the virtual synth that I use, which is in quad.
Okay, now go across the street right in front of you. Ethan, he's getting away from you.
This is the brass long. So this is the brass shorts playing. Again, 12 French horns, 12 trombones, 2 tubas, 4 trumpets, 2 saxophone players. We're now doing the synth short.
You're gaining on him. Go straight. Straight! Keep going straight! Go straight, go straight, straight, straight. Okay, now turn right.
With the synths, for anybody interested, it's a mixture of the Zebra synths and also the Arturia. A lot of Arturia Jupiter was used, and some UVI Fairlight samples were used. The Fairlight Series 3 was used, Fairlight Series 2 was used in it. The reason why we're recording everything separately mainly is so on the dub stage you can actually have total separation.
2D. Good luck.
Strings long is normally going to be melodies or actual chord progressions that are accompanying it. So this is our percussion stem.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on, Ethan, get him. You're right on.
And then the last stem we're going to hear is everything put together. So you're going to have strings long, strings short, brass long, brass short, the synths, and all the percussion and the bongos all put together. So that's how we record our music, and that's how we deliver it to the dub stage and end up making it work to the rest of the picture.
We went to beautiful locations. The scope of the film is enormous, and I think the story wants that. Every Mission Impossible has led to this one. I love these characters. You have a group of great actors hitting their stride. Mission Impossible is about practical action. They're not easy to make.
Rolling. 3, 2, 1, action!
Safe, Tom. Had we shot on a green screen, you never would have gotten what we were able to get. What we're doing is extreme, and the whole team pushed for excellence.
Climbing up. The camera team is lifting. Roll on both of these. I'll tell you when. EC is lifting. We're ready when you are. Copy you. Tension, tension. Got you loud and clear. We're good, we're rolling.
There's absolutely nothing like pushing film to this kind of epic scale. We were told on numerous occasions that what we were doing was impossible, but as a team, we make it happen. That is the greatest feeling, and why I think I'm addicted to movies.